couple guys that's still a little concerned about. We'll probably won't know for sure till probably Thursday on a couple of guys, but for the most part, we're in as good a shape as we've been in a while.
The last few years, the recruiting footprint has grown outside the state. How do you bring that rivalry to these kids from out of state and explain to them the importance of the rivalry to the university, to the local population?
Don't really have to do much. They live here, and so you go to the grocery store, you go to church, anywhere you go, it's instant. And that's on both sides. I mean, it's an instant deal. So they know it's one of our goals. From the moment they get here, they understand that, and again, you live with it every single day. We went around last year. Last year we won the national championship, lost Pittsburgh. If we'd have won the national championship and lost South Carolina, nobody was running up to us at church going, "Hey, congratulations on the national championship," but hey, you lost Pittsburgh. Everybody moved on. But this is one nobody moves on from. So. And I've been on both sides of it, obviously. So it doesn't take long for everybody to figure that out, because this is what people talk about everywhere they go. And so they're living here.
I know you preach to your players that every game's a season and every game's the biggest game of the year, but how hard is it for you and your coaching staff personally to not pay attention to what's going on downstate, at least ancillarily during the season?
Oh, we know what's going on down there, and they know what's going on up here. Again, you live here, so it doesn't matter where you are in your season. You always have people coming up to you, and saying something. It's just kind of part of it. But we do a good job of staying focused on wherever we are, and that's why we've been so consistent. But this is one you really look forward to each and every year, and these guys all know each other. They're on the news, and it's pretty easy to kind of keep up with a team that's in your state.
Everybody knows what's at stake for your team in this game, but for you personally, you're going for your 100th win. Also, a chance to improve your record against South Carolina to 5-5. I think they may be the only team that you have a losing record against. How special would that be for you to reach those achievements against a team like South Carolina?
Well, it would be awesome. I remember my first win at Boston, and that was unbelievable. And never in a million years, at that time, walking off that field up in Boston in '08, was I thinking about a 100th win. I was just thinking about 2. It's amazing, and it's a credit to all the great players we've had come through here, our staff, and it's been an awesome journey. It really has. We've had a lot of success, obviously. But we haven't done as good a job with that goal as we would have liked, and give them some credit too. There's been times where they were just better, and then there's been times where I thought we were pretty evenly matched, didn't play very well. So it's something that we know is important, and I just want to win the game. It's about winning the game, and this team having an opportunity to continue on, because it's playoff football for us every week, every single week. And so it's not about me or a 100th win or any of that stuff. I mean, that's all great. I just want to win the game. I don't care if it's the 4th win or the 104th win. I just want to win the game and keep moving forward.
Through your time as an assistant and through the 5P and all that, how has your understanding and your emotions about this rivalry evolved or grown?
Pretty much when I first got here. I had a good understanding of what a rivalry was all about. Coming from Alabama, I lived in Alabama for 33 years, so that's all I knew. And the whole zero difference in this state, zero. Year round, that's all people talk about. It's just different logos, but it's the same type of intensity, emotion. No pro sports in here in this state. And so when I first got here, February of '03, and I went out on the road recruiting that first spring, I didn't have a clue. I didn't know anything about the state of South Carolina, and just, they put me down there in the PD, but I quickly figured it out, because everywhere I went, people were really happy to see me, or they just kind of looked at me like I had, a big wart on my nose or something. I don't know. And I'm just saying, hey, I'm the guy from Clemson, So it didn't take me long to figure out that this rivalry is as intense as there is anywhere in the country. And again, I've got a pretty good perspective, having been a part coaching and playing in 13 Alabama-Auburn games. So I got a pretty good feel for the intensity, the emotion, the passion, the everything that comes with it. And there's no difference here. And so now this is my 15th Clemson, South Carolina game, and it's you live with it, and we all know that, and it's exciting. You got families that kind of split up for a few days, and they don't want to talk to each other. They don't want to watch the game together. You got a lot going on, but it's just great to be a part of games like this.
You feel that this rivalry is underappreciated nationally?
Definitely. I definitely think so. I think that's changed over the last, certainly over the last 8 or 9 years. That's changed from when I first came here. Just simply, I think, Coach Spurrier and the run that he had, they had some great teams, man. I mean, they had some 10, 11-win teams. And this game came down. We had one year we went down. I think we might have both been in the top 10. But that's been rare. I mean, it's just the fact. It's been rare in this rivalry game. It's been a game that's has been meaningful. You can't have any more meaning to it for the people in this state, but it has been, I think, underappreciated outside of the state. Whereas the Alabama-Auburn game, there's been a lot of top, ranking type matchups where you win the division or, chance to go play for the conference. We're in different conferences, so there's a little difference there. But I think a lot of that has changed over the last, 9 years, because this game has, obviously where we've been as a program, the run that they went on and the implications that were involved. It's I think a game everybody pays attention to now, maybe more than they did 9 years ago. And I think that's great. I really do. That means that we're doing some good things.
Into football, their offense and defense to me kind of mirror each other. Their offense not really like a quick strike group. They kind of grind things out, and then their defense play to keep everything in front of them, make offenses grind it out. Is that kind of fair to?
Yeah, I think they've picked their spots. They're aggressive. They'll get up and play some tight man-to-man. They're not afraid to do that. But then they'll play off and play smart and be in position, and they're tackling well. And again, I think a lot of it, if you watch them from the course of the season, has just been them kind of growing into who they are and developing some guys. They had a few guys early part of the year that they really needed to kind of develop a little bit, and now some of those guys are playing some really good football for them. Just knowledge, experience, confidence, and then again from a coaching standpoint, they're giving them a chance. They're not trying to be, a million things to a million people. They know who they are, and they're going to give their guys a chance to be successful. And you got to be good enough to beat them. You got to make some plays, and they'll mix up when they're not a huge pressure team, but they'll pick their spots, and they've been successful when they have. But offensively, they've had some quick strikes, but they've tried to take care of the football, create field position. Their defense, they've done a great job of creating turnovers this year. They're one of the probably, I don't know where they are. They're probably top 15 or so in the country in turnovers, and that's really been a big plus for them. So they've done a nice job.
An update on some of those injured guys, like how they looked last night, the ones who sat Saturday.
Which one? Let's see. Dexter, Mitch are good. They're ready to go. I don't know who else we had. Kendall, he's good. Only two guys I'm really just still questioning about is Trey Lamar and Chad Smith. I would say Trey is probably doubtful. Just, he's still not quite got his full strength back from that stinger that he had. Just, we'll see. I just don't. I mean, he's made improvement, but I just don't know if he's going to be quite ready to go bang on that shoulder this week. And then Chad Smith's probably the only other guy that I think is questionable. He re-injured his calf on that first kickoff coverage in the game, and just he's the only other one. He moved around pretty good last night, so he's going to be kind of day to day. So we'll see. But outside of that, everybody should be good to go.
The fact that you had the linebackers and have so much depth there, and the guys stepped up and played well last week, I'm guessing gives you some confidence in those.
Yeah, I mean, JD's played great for us all year, and he's had a couple starts and great experience. And Jalen played very well last week, combining with Dorian. Skowski got his first start of his career and was the player of the game, led us in tackles. So that's a reflection of playing guys. Finding some spots and some minutes to get some guys some reps, and you get to this point in the season, and now all of a sudden you got to go start a guy who hadn't started, and he gets player of the game for you. I think Judah was maybe our second or third leading tackler. Guys just being ready. So it's really good to see those guys perform. But we feel good about our depth at this point.
I know you missed last year's game, Dabo, but just your thoughts on linebacker Sky Moore for USC, leading tackler, guy
That's a
with
good player.